Good day. Good Monday. Today is April 8th, 2024. And happy birthday, Luca, my grandson. Yes, so today is the big day, and I hope you've all been doing your Rosary Crusade. I know I threw in a few extras, and I wasn't as good as I should have been, I have to admit. But I think Sister Jeannie covered for me, and CJ as well. Hello, CW, and Greg informed me he was going to be out of town, so we would not be able to meet up. However, any of you who are traveling, be wary because of the mass exodus of all at the same time. Apparently, the interstates are going to be a parking lot. Luckily for us, I don't think going there is going to be an issue. We're going to go from New Hampshire to Pennsylvania. I don't think that's going to be an issue. But I think leaving would be an issue, getting on the interstates to head back. However, since we're staying right there at the lodge, we will not be leaving, and I will just hang out there. So maybe, if I can get it together, maybe I will videotape saying a few Aves during the eclipse from where I am. We'll see how it goes. I have no idea what it's going to be like when I get there and how I'm going to feel, because I didn't sleep that good last night. I made the mistake of feeling better yesterday, and so I decided to work on the tractor outside for a little while, and that was successful, but unfortunately it wore myself down the body. I'm weak. And good afternoon, Maria. I don't think you're going to see anything today over there. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I don't know. It's going across, up and over. Is there any hype over there about you guys seeing any part of the eclipse? Or is it going to be like going straight across the North Pole and miss you altogether? It could very well be that's the case. However, let's get started, because I do have to run out right after Mass. So there's Greg. Hello, Greg. Good day, Greg. All right, and I apologize. I'm going to have to get a drink of water before I start. So my son, who works for the big company that clears trees for a lot of electrical companies, they were told to stay home today. So it's very interesting, and they're a very big company. We'll see what happens. In nomine Dei, matronam nostra et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany, and in Catholic contemplation humbly adore Deum matronam nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany. One Trinitarian Theophany in three divine beings. I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to attain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum matronam nostrae. O Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up. O Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et Deum Matronum Nostrae. I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Deum Matronum Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Deum Matronum Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, my most holy Trinitarian Theophany. Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. The first line in St. John of the Cross, Dark Night of the Soul, is set down. And the imperfections of beginners are commenced to be treated of. In a dark night, souls begin to enter this dark night when Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum proceeds to lead them from the state of beginners, proper to those who meditate on the soulful road, and begins to set them in that of the progressives, which is at length that of the contemplatives. So it might begin as meditation when you very first begin, and then it moves rapidly into contemplation. So at length that of the contemplatives, to the end that passing through this state they may reach that of the perfect, which is the divine union of the soul with the Trinitarian Theophany. Therefore, so that we may better understand and set forth what night this is, where through the soul passes, and for what cause the Trinitarian Theophany places her therein, her being the soul, we must here first touch upon some propensities of beginners, so that they may know the weakness of their state, and pluck up courage, and desire that Deum Iesum Christum et Deum matronam nostre et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum may set them in this night, wherein the soul is strengthened and confirmed in virtue and made ready for the inestimable delights of the love of the Trinitarian Theophany. And even though we dwell somewhat thereon, it will not be more than suffices in order adequately to treat further on of this dark night. We must then know that after the soul resolutely converts herself to the Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostre et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum generally sets to work to educate her and to in the spirituality, in the soulfulness, and to regale her as does a loving mother her tender child, whom she warms at the heat of her breast, and rears with sweet milk and soft and delicate food, and bears about in her arms and cherishes. But by degrees, as it waxes in growth, the mother begins to wean it, and hiding from it her soft breast, anoints it with bitter aloes, and putting the infant from her arms, teaches it to walk with its feet, to the end that, losing its childish ways, it may become used to greater and more real things. The loving mother of the grace of Dea Matronam Nostrae, as soon as she regenerates the soul by inspiring her with renewed ardor and fervency to serve the Trinitarian Theophany, does likewise. For without any effort of her own, she causes her to find sweet and pleasant spiritual milk, soulful milk, in everything belonging to the Trinitarian Theophany, and great delight in soulful exercises, because now Deum Matronam Nostrae gives her the breast of tender love, like as she were a child. I'm going to stop just for a second. There's this interesting aspect when I was contemplating this reading this morning, how I do think that the Trinitarian Theophany assists us in different aspects at different times. So the divine maternal aspect of Dea Matronam Nostrae would be there for us to give us that sweetness of in the beginning stages of our contemplative life. And then as we progress, just like it's describing here, we move into those times when we are called for more suffering, as in Deum Iesum Christum. And then that's where he picks up, if you will. And then as they progress and move along, we finally reach that transforming union with Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. And it all comes together at the end there. That was just me coming up with that. And it kind of makes sense. Wherefore she ciphers her delight in passing long hours in prayer, and perchance whole nights. Her pleasures are penances, her enjoyments fasts, her comfort to partake of the sacraments and discourse of divine matters. In which things, although the spiritually soulfully minded assist with great efficacy and assiduousness, and used to treat with utmost solicitude, yet, speaking in the spiritual sense, they conduct themselves therein most weakly and imperfectly. For, as they are moved to these things and soulful exercises, by the comfort and relish they find therein, that's the pablum, and as likewise they have not acquired sufficient skill by the practice of stubborn wrestling with virtue, they are in these soulful works subject to many faults and imperfections, because in short, each one acts conformably to that degree of perfection he possesses. And as they have had no opportunity to acquire the aforesaid rigorous habits, they must perforce, like children, act weakly, as in not strong, weakly. The which, in order to make clearer, as also the weakness wherewith these beginners advance in virtue, in respect of what with the aforesaid relish they easily accomplish, we shall note as we go on under the 7 capital vices, setting forth some of the many imperfections they incur as regards each, wherein it will be clearly seen how their performances are little better than child's play. And it shall also be seen how great are the treasures which the dark night, whereof we are about to treat, brings with it, since it cleanses and purifies the soul from all her imperfections. We'll stop there and talk about the spiritual imperfections which beset beginners as regards pride next time. Okay. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apotei, oremus. O Deum Maternum Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc maculatum hostium, quam ego indinius famulus tuos, offeri tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro in mirabilibus peccatis et offensionibus, et negligencies meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, et pro omnibus federibus, cata locorum vivis aquae defunctis, ut mihi et idis proficiat et salutem. Deum qui commandis substantia dignitatem mirabilite condilitia, mirabilis reformaster da nobis per hus accorde vidim estimeis divinitatis esse consortis qui militatis nostrae, fieri de noctis es patricips Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum da peccatis clementiam, ut de conspectu divini majestatis tuae pro nostra et totis mundi salute cum adoris suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiamur et Deum Iesum Christum, et sec fiat sacrificium nostrum et conspectu tu hodie, ut placeat tibi Deum Maternam Nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctifici de blata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum omni preparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas, onc oblationem quam tibi afferimus, amamorum passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum. Et in honorem Deum Maternam Nostrae, et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et Istorum et Omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem et salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere, in inter in celis, quorum amore magimus in te desperiendum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat per Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum, sacrificium de manibus tuis, ad laudam et gloriam nomini sui ad digitatem quoque nostram, totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud Dei. Surusum corda, habemus ad Deum, gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignibus justum est. Dei agitur limites mater pater, redemptorum nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium tuum, Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus acceptimus. Uti et accepta habeas et sanctificas hic sanctam sacrificium idibata. In primis quae tibi ferimus pro ecclesiam tuum sanctum catholicum, quam pacificari custodiri honori et regere, digneris tot orbiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum famulorum caetorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. Pray for Katie, Gage, Mark Jr., Casey, Maria Josephina Mose, Henry, Barbara, and Benedict Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, Amble Tink, Maria Line Weber, John Cahill, the Cantu and Duarte families, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron, and family, the Line Weber, Dasco, Nye, Tafour, Began, and Wolf families, Baby Began. Pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first State of Acanthus Catholic Council Office and Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange, and holidays that truly reflect Catholicism. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society, to provide a stable place, a safe place for mothers and women to come to understand that raising the traditional Catholic family is the most peaceful and is the most of highest ideal and a necessity for sustaining a Catholic society. We pray that CERN is not turned on today, that all functions malfunction. We pray that they close all portals and gateways, permanently shut down all equipment, and that seeking peace and unity instead of Satanism is preserved. We ask Deum Maternam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum with this Mass to destroy the satanic document of Vatican law that is the Jewish Talmud. We ask you to destroy Rome and the Vatican and transfer the authority of the Catholic Church to Fatima, and to release the souls controlled by the demons Lilith and Asmodeus, and send those demons back to hell. And all demons, for that matter, to go back through any portals or anything that are opened. Let's have it go the opposite way. All these things we ask in accord with thy holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi ferimus verque tibi frontox sacrificium laudis, pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum, pro spe salutis et angula habitatis suae, tibi que redum vota sua aeterno Deum vivo et vedo, communicantes et momone venerantes in primis gloriose semper Deum Maternam Nostrae, et de Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum, Papa Sancte Petri, et Sancte Lucia, et Sancte Jacinta, et Sancte Francisco, et Sancte Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis praetibus quae concedas ut in omnibus protectionis tuae manum exilio, per iendum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratum acceptabilem conficidi dignidis ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat didictissimi Filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur recepit panem in sancta sacrabilis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecravit, fregit dique luminis sui dicenza cipite et manducati ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simini modo postcon ceremonias excipiens et hunc preclaram calicem in sancta sacramentis manus suas item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Consecrave dedique luminis sui dicenza cipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum. Hic quod est cum facietis in me mono facietis. Unde et memoris Deum nos servitui, sed plebs tua sancto justum Christum filium tuum Deum nostre. Tambe et passiones nec non et inferis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensiones offerimus preclare maestati tuis donis actatis. Supraque propitio aux arena vulture speciedi digneris. Supplice sergamos Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ubi hic per manus tuum, ut quod, ex avataris participationis sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinum sum senimus omni sanctificatione, celestia gratia Dei per amor per innum Christum Deum nostre. We pray for those who have died, and we especially pray for Robert White Jr., for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum crescentibum locum refugere lucis et pacis und odo geste proclamar per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem hic omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivificas, consecratis et prestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso. Est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Deum matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Deum matronam nostrae, Materam Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis, peccatoribus nunc et hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quae sumus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis, praeteritis presentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Deum matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitiis pacem in Deibus nostris, ut ope misericordiae Tui eduit et peccato, simul semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per iendum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivet et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ecum extio consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat et cepentibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, quoperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et facme tui semper in hadere mandatis, et atinum quam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronam nostri et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis serenam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego in Dinius sumere presimo, non mihi provini ad inuditium condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate, prosit mihi et tutum et medis corporis, et ad medelam principiandum qui vivis serenas, cum Deum matronam nostri in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestum accipiam, et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostri non sunt dignius, ut intercedete me, sunt tanta verba samaranum mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, ut intercedete me, sed tanta verba samaranum mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, ut intercedete me, sunt tanta verba samaranum mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quaeritur mihi, calicem salutaris accipiam et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostri et ab inimicis mei salvosero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quod ore sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum piedemente capiamis et immunem et temperae fiet nobis remedium sempiternam. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum custode sanguis quam petrae hera ficerbus meis apresta, ut in me non remenia scela la macula quem pura et sancta reficione sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O God. Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one God, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, ite mises, Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequum servitutis mea preso ut sacrificium coroculis tui maestatis in nos auctoritivi sacertata remique et omnibus, pro quibus irut optulis siti miserante perpetuavit per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omne petens Deus, Deum, Matronam, et Filium, et Spiritum Sanctum. Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the immaculate heart of Deum Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Thank you, everybody, for your help, for your prayers, and for your donations. Thank you. And I'm reading the comments while I'm thinking, so that's why I'm stuttering. And no eclipse there in Europe. Okay, you'll just have to see the lunacy, no pun intended, that goes on here. We'll keep you posted. Let's see what I can do as far as recording something during the event. Hopefully I remember. All right, got to get going. We'll see what I can do for tomorrow's Mass. I'll try and keep it the same time, and from Pennsylvania. Our room does look like, from the pictures, that they have a spot for me to set up an altar, so I will take advantage of it. All right, please go and sanctify all those who you meet, and we'll see you tomorrow.